Now, I know the title is very dramatic, it's very jarring, and you're like, Jaclyn, did these things really change your skin? Did it really change your life that much? And the answer is yes, it honestly did. Hey everyone, it's Jaclyn. So today I want to sit down and do more of like an in-depth kind of skin video talking about my skincare habits and some things, some best practices, if you will, to achieve the skin of your dreams. Now I feel like I've just continually been on the pursuit of good skin, or trying to hack the system and trying to Google and watch every video and figure out the secret that I clearly didn't know, because I felt like I was riddled with acne and I was just like, why does everyone else seem to have clear skin except for me? Anyways, I'm happy to say it's been a few years and my skin finally is at a place where I'm really happy with it, and I'm so happy to say that my acne is under control. Not to say that I still don't have my moments or I still don't have my bad days, but we have come a long way in the skincare journey. So basically I was kind of thinking, like really trying to map out the most important things, obviously, other than, this is obviously not to be used in replacement of going to see a dermatologist. I'm obviously no doctor. If you are seriously struggling with your skin or acne, I feel like people sometimes have this negative attitude around people complaining about their skin because they're like, oh my god, it's one pimple, suck it up. And that's kind of like what I felt from everyone when I used to express how down I was getting about my skin. But in all seriousness, acne is a medical condition. It is a skin condition. And if you're dealing with major issues, you should really go see a dermatologist or a doctor if it's available to you, and get their opinion and get some help, because I know for me that was definitely the most pivotal thing, was talking to a professional and really figuring out a course of action. Anyways, beyond that, I do think there are some things you can do at home and just kind of in your lifestyle that I have noticed on myself at least has really helped improve my skin and my texture and just kind of like the overall tone of my skin. And I feel like nobody really talks, I mean, at least a few of these, I feel like people don't talk about them as often. So hopefully you guys find this video useful. Let's hop in to the top 5 tips. Okay, I'm just gonna start off with probably the most obscure one, even though I don't think it's that obscure, but I know when I first learned about it, I was like, girl, you're doing what to your face? And that is shaving your face. Just bear with me. If this is very new to you, you're probably like, why would you do that? But to my people that know what's up and know about dermaplaning and all that, then you guys are definitely with me on this. Not only has shaving my face helped kind of improve my tone and make the surface of my skin feel really soft, it also is just such a pivotal step in my skincare and makeup kind of routine, in a sense that this makes my skin so soft and makeup goes on like none other. I am not kidding. If you have seen people where they do like makeup videos and you're like, why is the makeup like not collecting in their pores and like sitting so smooth? Like my skin can never look like that. I'm telling you, I bet you they shave their face. Okay, so let me give you a quick little rundown. I mean, there definitely are way more in-depth tutorials on YouTube. I mean, that's how I even learned how to do it, was somebody else's video. I think it must have been like, maybe it was Carly Bible's video like ages ago. I'll link it if I can find it. I know Jaclyn Hill even did a video on it recently, so I'll link that down below as well. But basically what it is are these cheap little razors that, I don't even know if you call this like an actual razor. I literally get these on Amazon for like $2 for a pack of 5. And it's basically like this little blade. I think these are supposed to be like a one-time use, like disposable kind of situation, but I'm not gonna lie, I reuse it more than once. And I just basically, I have, where is it? I have a little bottle of 99% alcohol that I just keep with my makeup brushes and my tweezers and my razor, and I just kind of like sanitize it between every use. Let me walk you through it. So basically our skin has a bunch of tiny little follicles on it. I'm sure you're familiar if you kind of like get up and close in the mirror, you can see like a little layer of peach fuzz almost. It might not even be dark, it might be very light and fine hair, but all skin has a little layer of peach fuzz, and especially the face. I know for me, like I get the most peach fuzz kind of around here and obviously like upper lip and kind of around my eyebrows. So basically what shaving does obviously takes off of the hair, but in terms of how that is beneficial to your makeup application, your skin is actually so much smoother because there's less little baby fibers and little texture bits that are kind of getting in the way of your foundation. So even if you think about kind of, say you're trying to do like a dewy kind of glossy glass skin makeup tutorial and you want your skin to look like shiny and hydrated and amazing. If you even just think about how light works and how it reflects off of certain objects, if you put light on a textured surface, it's not gonna reflect in the same direction. It's gonna be dispersed and kind of shoot out everywhere. Whereas if it's a nice, smooth, shiny surface, think of like a glass smooth table or a desk or something. Light reflects off of that so well and so smooth and buttery and all in one way. And basically it's that same idea just on your skin. So if you're putting like a pop and highlighter up here, it's gonna reflect kind of like a glossy, polished car, and it's going to look that much better. And I'm telling you guys, this is truly game changing. You have to try it. And now one last thing before I get into the actual logistics of how to do this, because I know everyone's gonna comment, Jaclyn, when you shave off your skin, Jaclyn, when you shave off your hair, isn't it gonna come back 10 times thicker and 10 times fuller? Like, I don't want thick face hair. And the answer is no. I feel like this is such a common misconception, really about any body hair. People say when you shave it off, it comes back thicker and darker. And that's just, it's not true. Let me explain. Okay, so here's my beautiful Instagram story drawing. So this picture here, we're gonna pretend that this is the regular hair growing on your body. The line going across is the surface of your skin. So the natural hair kind of tapers and, you know, comes to a little point, making it appear slightly thinner. But then when you cut it off, so say if you shave it, you kind of cut it across right here. Whoa. Didn't mean to draw that there. And then you have a much more blunt edge and it's less tapered. And even I know with myself, like when I go out in the sun, my arm hair naturally gets so much lighter, but it's obviously a lot darker out on the surface versus the hair that's actually kind of growing from under the skin and at the root. So basically when you shave it off, you're gonna be seeing this blunt edge grow back in, which I think is why some people think that their hair is growing back thicker. But really when you shave your skin, you're not pulling out any follicles, you're not pulling at the root, you're not really affecting the actual growth of the hair. You're literally just chopping it off. It's no different than the hair on your head. If you cut your hair, it doesn't make the root of your hair grow back thicker or darker. It doesn't affect it at all. Anyways, thank you for coming to my TED Talk about hair growth. I just wanted to squash those rumors before all the myths get going in the comments. But yeah, so it may appear thicker and darker, but it's really not. That is an illusion. You're not doing any irreversible damage or affecting the root of your hair or anything crazy like that. So no need to worry. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, so getting into actually how this works and how you would do this, one thing I do want to say is if you have any active blemishes or open wounds or anything of that sort on the surface of your skin or where you're planning to shave, do not do this. That honestly will just irritate it, infect it, bad things could happen. I would truly, truly shy away from it. If you have, I mean, just like a bit of texture, like I have a scar on my chin, I'm kind of just like conscious of it. But obviously be careful, it is a blade, this is your face, we don't want to hurt ourselves here. So you want to do this obviously on clean skin with no makeup. I personally like to have no product on my skin as well. So it's basically right when I hop out of the shower, after I've washed my face and I don't put on any lotions, any toners, I put nothing on my skin. So what I'll do is kind of pull the skin taut and then with a downward motion, you don't really ever want to go upwards, just going downwards, just do tiny little gentle strokes. And I personally find that doing smaller little strokes is kind of like the way to go. That's just me personally. You don't want to be like dragging this across your face. And I always kind of use my finger as like a guide so that way I can't ever accidentally slip and like shave off my eyebrow. So I'll kind of put my finger covering the area that I definitely don't want to shave off. And now the first time that I actually did this, I was mildly disgusted with myself because you will get a little hairball of peach fuzz. Like it will collect on your blade and it is fascinating but also disgusting because you don't realize how much hair you actually have on your face. Now I did it this morning and I had done it kind of recently, so I didn't get too much off my face this morning. So normally I'll do it like once a month-ish, or basically whenever I notice that I'm kind of getting some peach fuzz coming back in. But the first time you do it, I'm telling you, you will never experience anything like that again. It is just the furriest experience in the worst way and very confronting. But again, also just really hones in the fact that, you know, if you want your skin to be looking extra smooth, there's a lot of microscopic little hairs that you can't even see. So if you are kind of looking to elevate your skin to the next level and you're like, why can't I get it as smooth or as whatever as what you seem to see online? One, it's probably Photoshop. Two, they probably shape their face. Okay, moving on to number 2. Now this is one that I sometimes still struggle with because I am kind of a skincare product junkie. I work in the beauty industry, I'm always trying new things out and I love to try new products out. But my word of advice is to not overdo it in terms of exfoliation. There's honestly not a lot of things in life that makes me feel more at peace than after a fresh face scrub. Your skin feels so good and revived and it looks like baby skin and it's great, it really is. But the problem is when you overdo it. Now, I think it's very easy in the modern internet day and age that we live in where you hear one person who maybe is not qualified to be talking about skincare, which often is myself, because I talk about skincare all the time and definitely don't have qualifications. That's why I always urge you guys to kind of do your own research on your own. But anyways, you're following someone online, you hear what they do, you try their products, and they might be telling you an awful routine for your skin, or they might be telling you to use a physical exfoliant and then a chemical exfoliant and then all these crazy steps, and then turns out you're burning off your skin, you're overdoing it, and now you have oversensitive skin, which honestly is kind of what happened to me. Now, I feel like I personally often fall victim to the consumerism trap of all of these commercials and shiny new products and all these new things, and I want them all and I can't help myself. But I really have tried to really simplify and limit the amount of exfoliating products that I use. Now, we're talking face brushes, we're talking like physical sugar scrubs, we're talking all those types of acids you can put on your skin to help physically exfoliate. Honestly, it's a lot. It's a lot for your skin, and be gentle. Your skin is obviously so delicate and so sensitive. And really the last thing that you want to be doing is applying so many harsh products that your skin is just in a constant state of feeling raw and overstripped and just over processed. And it doesn't feel good. And I can tell you because I've done it. Now, that's not to be said that there isn't a space in your skincare routine for exfoliation. Of course, exfoliation is great and groovy when you do it at the right level. So for me, I have a face brush, but I'm conscious and I don't use it more than once every 2-ish weeks. I used to use it like once every 3-ish days, and I've really just cut down that because I do have sensitive skin. And really just through trial and error and experimenting, I've really noticed a difference in the actual redness that my skin gets. Like normally when I get out of the shower and when I'm done washing my face, my skin won't be like red in tone. And if I touch it, it'll go red. And it was just always very sensitive. And I thought that that was just the way my skin was. But I do believe that part of that was in fact because I was overdoing it with exfoliation. And it's just something to be mindful of. I feel like nowadays in every single product, there's like microbeads and exfoliating this and this acid. And it's like very much so a trendy thing, especially chemical exfoliants. And you just want to be aware. Be aware of what you're using. Look at the ingredients. Personally, I would recommend that you don't use a physical exfoliant like a scrub or a face brush more than once every 3 days. Like I said, a place where I feel good with is about once every week, but tailor that to your own skincare routine and your own needs. But yeah, definitely worth examining if you've been struggling with sensitive skin and you're like, just why is it so sensitive? Maybe let's treat it a little gentler. Let's not overdo it. This is really just me speaking to my younger self because I went ham with the exfoliation. Not always the best route, friends. Moving on to tip number 3. Now, this is something that I heard everyone talk about. People would say it, but I don't think I just truly comprehended what an effect this had on my skin. And this is wearing sunscreen. SPF is truly so important. Even if you're someone that isn't spending 8 million hours outside and you're not suntanning every day, which I don't recommend you do anyways, but even if you're just kind of walking outside and existing in the world, you really should be wearing a daily sunscreen, especially on your skin. I mean, it's on your skin obviously, especially on your face and on your neck, back of the hands. These are all areas that have much more delicate skin. It's much thinner and it will see the negative effects of UV rays much quicker than any other area. It really is one of those things where I feel like I knew I should be wearing sunscreen, but I didn't care, I guess. It's not that I didn't care. What's the right wording? I think when you're like young, you just think you're invincible. You're like, well, my skin's fine right now. I'm young, like I'm thriving, like it's fine. And this is what everyone who was older than me would say. They're like, okay, yeah, you're fine now, but you'll appreciate it when you're 40 and your skin is in much better health than it would be if you hadn't worn sunscreen. And I don't know why it took so long to sink in or like why I was so resistant to it. I think because when I was so acne prone, I was so afraid of clogging my pores, and the idea of putting a heavy sunscreen on just felt like an extra step that was just gonna, in the short term at least, make my skin break out, and I just did not want to have to deal with that. So I really just like vetoed the sunscreen for a long time. And it was weird, like I would still use sunscreen on my body, but I would just never put it on my face. Whereas my face is the only place in my body that would burn. So I don't know what the logic was in that. Anyways, I'm happy to report that now I do use a daily facial sunscreen. It does not cause me to break out. I actually have a whole skincare routine kind of walking you through all my products, my SPF, and my sunscreen, all that stuff. So I'll link that up above if you want to get into more like specific product recommendations. But yeah, the general tip is wear sunscreen. I don't care if you want to buy, a tinted moisturizer with SPF or a foundation with SPF, or just put it on naked bare skin. Whatever you got to do, as long as you're adding SPF into your routine. I truly do not know how to emphasize this more. You just got to do it. There was actually a photo that I saw the other day on Twitter, and it was, I feel like this is actually like a very widely spread photo in terms of like the skincare community, and it's this photo of a truck driver, and basically it showed like a close-up shot of his face, and you could see that the one half of his face, which was the side of the face that would be like facing his open window in his truck, and you could see the damage that was done and how it basically not only was way more dehydrated, had aged and sagged, and you could really just physically see the difference that this side that was overexposed to sun for so long versus the side of his face that was facing on the inside part of the truck. And to me, like that is just, it was honestly mind-blowing. And I don't know why that photo just affected me so much. I'll try to find it. If I can insert it here, I'll try to find the tweet and link it down below. But it just truly shook me to my core and was just such a good reminder that, you know, just beyond the physical effects of having your skin constantly exposed to UV rays and not being protected against it. Obviously, yeah, it's gonna age a lot quicker and get more wrinkled and leathered looking. But beyond that, the actual like health implications, like, you know, if I have the choice every day to do something that can help me prevent something even as drastic as skin cancer, why would I not be doing it? It just seems absolutely ridiculous. And I truly feel like so naive for not doing this throughout my whole teenagerhood years, teenagerism. You know what I'm trying to say. And now I would like to thank you for attending the TED Talk on sunscreen. Moving on. Tip number 4. This is all about consistency. Now, consistency is something in general in my life that I lack. I'm a little bit chaotic and lacking of routine. So having a routine in my skincare, in the skincare realm, is kind of a struggle for me, but it is so important. Oh baby. Okay, let's think about it this way. We have so many other external things that can affect our skin that we don't really have control over, and really things that are changing all the time, whether that's the weather outside. You know, if it's a really humid day, then it's a really cool day, then it's winter, it's harsh, then your skin's dried out, then it's a summer day and you're sweating, and you cannot really control that. Your skin just naturally has to adapt to that. That's already quite the work your skin's doing. Number 2, we got pollution. I don't know about you, I live here in the city, and that's a lot of debris that is, you know, absorbing into my skin, and just, it's a lot of grime that your skin has to deal with on a daily basis just from existing in the world. So there's 2 things your skin's already doing. What else? I don't know about you, sleep schedule, not consistent over here. I'm never sleeping at normal hours, and it's definitely a problem. That's something I need to address in a later video. But your skin obviously is a reflection of everything that you're doing inwardly to your body as well. So that's your sleep, your exercise, your food, all of that. And now I know that's a really annoying thing to hear, because back when I was embracing trying to be unhealthy and just being a lazy human, the last thing that I wanted to hear was I had to work out and eat healthy to get clear skin. But that's also true. So you have all of those lifestyle factors that are inconsistent and changing all the time. If you're eating unhealthy food, or you're not sleeping properly, or I don't know, you're sweating out of your pores from working out every day. All of these factors are so inconsistent and changing all of the time. The last thing that you can do for your skin, just to help it a little bit in this inconsistent ball of life that we live in, is just have a consistent product skincare routine. Now, I know that some people argue that your skin gets used to products and kind of stops working, which I don't know, that's something I don't have any experience on, so I guess I can't really talk about it or have any educated opinions on that. But for me, the more consistent I can be with the products that I'm using, and honestly, the more streamlined I can be with the products that I'm using, I try to use a minimal amount of products on my skin, the better my skin tends to be. So beyond just talking about product consistency and not using a different cleanser every single day, using the same cleanser every day, using the same moisturizer, I'm also talking about consistency in terms of timing. Now, if you're someone that wears makeup in the day, you've got to take your makeup off well before you go to bed. That's no new news. You guys know that. I know that you guys have those nights where you're like, oh, I'm just gonna sleep with it on tonight. That's fine. I'll take it off tomorrow. I've been there. I've had those times. Honestly, the most true friendship is tested when I'm having a sleepover and the friend goes, Jaclyn, get up and take your makeup off right now. You're gonna hate yourself tomorrow. And in the moment, that's not what you want to hear. You just want to fall asleep. But always deep down, I appreciate it. And those are real friends. And that's how you know you're staying. Anyways, so be consistent with your routine. We're talking morning and night. We're talking makeup removal. Take it all off the same way. Use similar products. And I'm not trying to trick my skin into anything. I don't want to you know, spice it up one day and throw it with a crazy curveball of a product. Like, I just want my skin to be normal and not be breaking out and not being inflamed and not being dehydrated and then oily in some areas. Like, all I've craved in life is just easy skin. And the way that I found so far for my skin to be the most manageable and the most low maintenance is to be low maintenance with the products that I'm using. I don't really know if any of this is making sense. I feel like I'm just kind of getting off on a tangent. Now I'm sweating and I'm wearing a troll t-shirt. Everything's a little crazy today. Okay, moving on to the final little piece of advice here, the final tip. I feel like I kind of just talked about this actually, which I should have just saved it for this final fact. And again, I know this is nothing we want to hear, but it's kind of unavoidable, and that is treating your body properly. And for me, I find it is so in tune, and my skin is so much so a reflection of how I'm treating it. If I am eating healthy, if I am working out, my skin will be at its best, no question. Now for me personally, I do eat plant-based, so I don't eat any dairy, and I know that that can be a very common irritant to your skin and can be a reason why a lot of people break out. So I just straight up don't eat dairy, and I haven't been eating dairy for 5 years, and my skin is looking great. So there's that, but beyond that, I think, you know, eating a wide range of colorful vegetables, as much as that is annoying, it's true. It honestly does help your skin so much. And for me, I actually had, my cousin Megan and I, we had this theory that whenever we ate kale and an abundance of kale, our skin would be better. So we kind of joke about it. Like if someone has a pimple, we'll be like, oh my God, I'll run to the store and get you kale right now. And then we'll like eat a bunch of kale. But as much as we joked about this theory, I swear it was truly effective. Like I would eat a huge kale salad, and then the next morning I would wake up and the pimple would be gone. And this has happened without fail, I would say beyond 100 times. And each time the kale always brings us back to life. It revives us, it makes the skin get clearer. And I feel like this goes against all the science based on this. I know a lot of people say that your skin tends to break out. It's a reflection of what you ate like 7 days ago. So say if you ate a cookie today, the theory is that a week from now, that's what you'll be seeing on your skin. Whereas I personally do not find that to be the case at all. Like if I am, you know, binging out on cookies and oily, greasy food, I will wake up the next day and have breakouts around my face and on my mouth, and it's not good. It like happens immediately. It is truly just such a telltale sign. Like if you're seeing I'm breaking out a lot, it's not from stress. It's not from really anything else other than the fact that I've been eating so poorly. And it's almost frustrating now because I feel like my body is running on such a state of me treating it well that if I do anything less than, I start to break down. And I'm like, come on guys, like, and this is not to say that you can't obviously like have a night and pig out or like eat your dessert. Like I'm talking, if you're eating horribly for a week straight, your skin will be the telltale sign of that. And yeah, so I think it's all about balance with what you're eating. Eat some healthy things, eat some unhealthy things, but eat your kale too. You know what I'm saying? So obviously food is a huge one. For me, where I kind of found, like my skin was say clear at this point. I was eating healthy, I felt like I was at a good routine, I'm using the right products, I'm doing all the other things. I'm shaving my face, I'm following all my own guidelines. But really what took it to the next level and kind of basically made my skin, I feel like, look really good without wearing makeup. And for a while I felt like my skin was good, like it had a nice texture, but it was very red and you could still see like some hyperpigmentation and just like the tone was never even. So I felt like it was a good base for wearing makeup because it was smooth and didn't have a lot of pimples on it anymore, but it didn't really look that great without foundation. And that's never a place where I want to be, where I feel like I have to be wearing makeup for my skin to be looking at its best. That's not my goal in life. And that's totally like a personal thing. Like I'm not saying, obviously I love makeup, I wear makeup all the time, but I want it to feel as good in my skin without foundation on. I'm sure we can all kind of agree on that. Who doesn't want to have amazing skin naturally? But anyways, where I'm trying to get at with this, my skin truly did like a 180, 360. No, that'll bring us back to where we started, a 180 once I started working out consistently. And this is not a video telling you to, you know, hustle every day, motivation Monday. Like this is not me. I'm not trying to tell you to be a bodybuilder or to like go ham every day. If you want to, that's great, more power to you. But I'm just talking about some sort of physical activity where you sweat. Now, this could be a leisurely bike ride. This could be playing beach volleyball. This could be, you know, going for a run. Whatever gets you out and sweating. I don't know, this is purely, let me underline and bold this and highlight this. This is purely opinion. Again, no science here. I feel like whenever I'm truly like sweating it out, like to the point where you're sweating and like your skin is like, your pores are going, the next day my skin will be so good. And obviously after you sweat it out, wash your face, use your cleanser, clean yourself. But the next day my skin will be so much more even, and I almost feel like it has like a bit of a glow, and that's when I feel the most confident to be rocking like a bare face, no makeup. It's whenever I've like been working out. So yeah, I don't know, I guess this is more of a video I wish I could kind of make and send to myself when I was, 14 years old, because a lot of these things, I mean, none of these tips are revolutionary, although shaving the face, I have to say that was pretty life-changing for me. But these are all things that I know you guys have heard these tips before. It's nothing crazy. I'm not telling you guys some new information, but I hope that this made you guys understand the importance of why I think these tips or these steps or these habits are so important. And we're not even talking just for like vain or for beauty reasons. Like, I mean, obviously, yeah, it's great to feel great in your own skin and for your skin to look good, but just for like general health. Your skin is your biggest organ of your body. So you want to be treating it right. And I think it's important to have it, in the healthiest state it could be. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you leave it a big thumbs up, give it a like. While you're there, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Anyways, thanks guys so much for watching. Happy face shaving. Let me know how this goes for you guys. Thanks guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye.